What's up, everybody? It's Just Mike here, bringing you a triple battle that I had against my friend Stanley. The team that I'm going to be using is something that I like to call a spicy Regenerator core. And why is it called a spicy Regenerator core? Because I am running the Reuniclus and I am running the Amoongus, both of which have Regenerator, but I have a tiny bit of a kick in there as well, which you're going to be able to see in this game, which we are going to start right now. But as we do that, if you could, please do hit that like button right down there. It always does help out the channel. You know you love Mount Silver battles. So do I. That's why I'm sending stuff in. If you love them just as much as I do, then I would love it if you could hit that like button. Anyway, I'm going to start out with my Reuniclus, my Licky, and my Amoongus. Alright, now, this kind of seems like a kind of a strange little combination of Pokemon. But what's going to happen is this Greninja is going to do a lot of damage to my DNA. It's going to do more than I would really care to have on my DNA. The Rotom's going to burn my Amoongus, which I'm actually very, very thankful for. I would really not be the happiest camper if the Rotom did use a Will-O-Wisp on my Licky, which is just about to go for that Sword Stance, boosting its attack speed sharply, just like the Aegislash did. The only difference is between the Aegislash and my Licky, I'm the one who's awake. He's gonna go to sleep because of that Spore, because I don't want to have that Aegislash setting up all over my stuff. Alright, so I am going to get that Trick Room off. I'm going to get a little bit more of that regen because of the leftovers. My Fungus, however, is not going to get his Black Sludge because he was just burned, okay? So he's going to withdraw that Greninja, hoping that he could take the attack from the Mandibuzz, which is going to come next. And you're going to see exactly what's going to happen right now, because my Fungus is going to go for a Protect. My DNA is going to go for a Protect, and my Licky, if you haven't figured it out by now, is going to go for that Explosion. Now, the Explosion is going to do a crap ton of damage to everybody, because not only is Explosion stab on the Licky, I do have the normal gem boost, which is going to further increase the damage, making sure that I'm going to take out that Mandibuzz, making sure that I'm going to take out that Rotom, especially the Mandibuzz, though, because if you guys know, if you have, I got a critical hit on the Mandibuzz, too, that's something. If you guys know, you know that Mandibuzz is a defensive beast, so much so that a +1 explosion can still have it live, albeit a very low percentage, but it still will live. So, making sure that that normal gem boost is there is going to be really helpful to mitigate any Intimidate that, like, a Mawile could do, or any burn that a Rotom could do, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to send out my Slowdur, my Conkeldurr, and he's going to send out his Mawile and his Goodra. This is a little bit unfortunate, because the Mawile is going to get that Intimidate boost, lowering my Slowdur's attack. Making sure that I'm not going to be able to do all that much damage. I am going to be using the Rage Powder, though, which is going to very much help out against that Goodra, making sure that my Pokemon don't take more damage than they have to. Alright, so I am going to go for that Drain Punch on the Mawile, just to get a lot of damage off, if you know what I mean. But the Aegislash is going to wake up at this point and keep on going for Swords Dances. So now, if you're keeping track, this Aegislash is +4, which can prove for some very unfortunate times. Now, as I said, this Goodra, even though it switched to the other side, the Rage Powder is still going to be affected on it, so it is going to go for that Dragon Pulse on my Amoongus, which is going to bring it down to a low HP, so much so that I kind of don't want to keep it in, but I am going to keep it in because of something that's going to happen in just a second. So the Mawile is going to Mega Evolve, and I am terrified at this point of getting a Play Rough on my Conkeldurr, because I believe that that will take it right out. I am going to get the knockoff off on the Aegislash, though, knocking off that Citrus Berry and doing a healthy amount of damage. I'm going to put the Mawile to sleep, just so that it doesn't get to do any kind of damage on my Conkeldurr, which I love so very dearly. I am going to get a critical hit off on the Goodra, though, which is very, very cool. Very, very cool. However, the Aegislash is going to take this opportunity to go for the Iron Head on my Amoongus, which, at the range that it's at right now, is going to take it out. Now, the reason, one of the reasons that it did take out my Aegislash, not my Aegislash, my Amoongus, is because my Pokemon are built to be very specially defensive, as you saw just now with that Dragon Pulse doing pretty much nothing on the DNA. Now, why did I build all my Pokemon to be highly specially defensive? Because of Meowstic. and I'll show you exactly what I mean in just a second. After this, Aegislash goes for its King's Shield, which is pretty much a wasted turn because I didn't try to attack it at all. I am going to go for the Reflect, so that is going to mitigate all of the physical damage that I could take from a whole bunch of the Pokemon. So now I could have probably taken a Play Rough, not that I really want to because I want to keep Conkeldurr up as long as I can. I'm going to go for another Psyshock on the Goodra, which unfortunately is not going to be a critical hit like the last one was, but it's going to bring it down to like 10 HP, so much so that I believe I can take it out with my next hit. My DNA lives at 3 from that Dragon Pulse because it is so specially defensive. I love how specially defensive it is, but the Twisted Dimensions are going to return to normal at this point, which does not bode well for my Conkeldurr. It's not going to be able to get those really fast Drain Punches on anymore, you know what I mean? So instead, I'm going to switch out my Reuniclus, getting that Regenerator boost, and sending out my Slow Sheep. I'm going to get the Quick Guard off, hoping and praying that the Aegislash is going to go for a Shadow Sneak. Unfortunately, I am going to get the Gooey Speed Drop on the Conkeldurr, which, if Trick Room was up, wouldn't be so bad, but since it's not, it is a problem. Anyway, the Greninja is going to be able to go for that Ice Beam on my Conkeldurr, and since I do have the Assault Vest, I am going to not take that much damage, but it was a critical hit. It was a critical hit. Aegislash is going to go for a stance change, and it's going to go for an Iron Head on the paralyzed Conkeldurr. Now, you may be wondering why I used Paralysis on my Conkeldurr before. Well, that's because it has the Guts boost, and in a Trick Room situation, it actually makes for a better time because I do get the speed lowered. Anyway, so my Ampharos is going to Mega Evolve at this point, just so that it's going to be able to do a lot more damage to that Greninja. If I get an Ice Beam to the face, though, I am going to be in a little bit of trouble. The Shadow Sneak is going to go off on my Meowstic, and because of the fact that that Aegislash is +4, it's going to take it out, and the fact that it got a critical hit, it's going to take it out even through the Reflect. But here's where the game gets kind of funny. Okay, because the DNA, as you remember, the Dark Pulse is going to take out the DNA because it does do more than half, but my Slow Sheep is going to be able to use the Thunderbolt on the Greninja, completely taking it out. Now here's the problem, right? You have one Pokemon on the far right, one Pokemon on the far left. You could do quite a bit with that, but the Automatic Center is going to kick in, making it so this Aegislash can only go for a King's Shield. Why can he only go for a King's Shield? Because if he goes for an Iron Head, that's going to be not very effective on my Ampharos. It's only going to do about 40 power. And you could use a Shadow Sneak, which he just does right here, but that as well is only going to do 40 power, which even at +4 is not going to do all that much to my Ampharos. My Thunderbolt, however, is going to take it out. That is going to be the end of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed that game, please do hit that like button right down there. It always helps out Mount Silver Battles. And if you like my stuff, you can even go check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/StillJustMike, where I upload battles every single weekday. And you know what? Some other days we have some fun stuff going on over there too, if you know what I mean. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I hope to see you guys over there. I hope to see you guys more on Mount Silver Battles. I hope you guys see more on me on Mount Silver Battles. You guys keep on doing your thing, and I'll be still just Mike. See you later.